And we're back to start the January transfer window today. We have players to sell, but I'm recording this one ahead of time and I'm waiting for your feedback on this episode and on the previous episode before recording any further. As such, we will only go as far as and including the match day of Millwall away. We have an FA Cup game to be scheduled at some point in January as well, but at the end of yesterday's episode, I know not all of you will have gotten that far in the video, at the end of yesterday's episode, we had a bit of an epiphany transfer-wise and nailed down what we'd like to do. At least I nailed down in my mind what I'd like to do. I sent my scouts out to search for just players that were available on pre-contract, and they're still in transit, but after removing everybody from my list, SKIPP appeared there somehow. Maybe because I'm sending a scout to England, and this is one player that we had previously already scouted. Apologies for the hair, by the way. I've just got out of the shower and I can't be bothered to do anything with it. So SKIPP is available on a free. Now, I am leaning towards doing that. Bringing SKIPP in, obviously, he's in the Tottenham youth setup, as is Jack Rolls in real life. Although he's been linked with a move to Plymouth in the media. Whether there's any truth to that or not, I don't know. Or at the time of recording, I don't know. So we could look genuinely at signing SKIPP on a free. That would then mean that we would be looking very solid in central midfield moving forward with Basuma, Palomino and SKIPP as our three highest rated central defensive midfielders. And obviously Rolls still as the cam who's growing continually. We're looking then to sell, we made another decision as well. We're looking to sell Nibs to move Ngoy to striker in this team, the backup team, to move Clark to left mid, where Ngoy was in this backup team, to sign a first team left-sided midfielder. So please, in the comment section, wait a little while because we might have some extra sales to raise that budget. At present, we have £14 million to spend, although I am going to have to go out and spend some money on SKIPP's wages, though, if you guys would like me to do that. We could, however, raise upwards of another £15 to £16 million for Harvey Nibs. We've had some loan deals in from him previously in the save in this season, but we've rejected those. I am now looking to sell him on. He's our second highest rated striker, but he's our lowest performing striker. Still, Ep8 is performing. Obviously, as you saw from the title of the video and as they came on as a substitute in a game a couple of episodes ago, we were contemplating a new strike partnership of Okereke and Abadia, but I've stuck with Ep8 and Okereke for the time being. I'm still thinking of doing that, but again, your feedback is more than welcome. So we shall push forward and advance towards the first game of the day, which is against Sheffield Wednesday. It's very, very close in the playoffs. As you can see, we're fourth. 4 points above us are Fulham, but also level on points with us are Bristol City and Preston. And just 2 and 4 points behind are Middlesbrough and Queen's Park Rangers. And then it's just another point each time to Charlton, Stoke and Leeds. So the playoffs, or the fight for the playoffs, is very much alive. But we are in the best possible position we could be for the time being. I can't guarantee you play time, to be honest, but Harvey's clearly pleased that he's been placed on the transfer list. We shall hope to get some transfer news with regards a move for him in the not too distant future. But we shall start then with Sheffield Wednesday at home and take it game at a time from there and day at a time with regards to the transfer window. And hopefully I'll have some news for you with regards a sale between now and the game against Millwall. And then you guys can have some news for me with regards to options on the left. I think I'd rather lean towards someone that's in their mid to late 20s, similar to Basuma, so that we can have them start, continue to allow Clark to grow, and then once Clark has grown, we can then use Clark in the first team when that new signing that's slightly older is aging out. Similarly, Basuma in the midfield is 27, going to be 28 this season. When he ages out, we'll have SKIPP, and hopefully by that point, we'll be in a position to both A, financially afford, and B, realistically draw him to the club, Dominic Brown back from Liverpool. But for the time being, we are as we are, and the plans are as they are. So, starting with Sheffield Wednesday at home, and then Millwall after that. 6 points would be great, but we'll take it game at a time. Joe Wildsmith in goal for Sheffield Wednesday. Odebajo continuing on at right back for them. Joe Newell up top, perhaps. I don't know what position he plays, actually. No, he's out wide left. Corrales is through the middle with Ward on the right-hand side. I actually didn't see where Wednesday were in the league. I don't imagine... Well, they weren't in the top 9 or 10, were they? Because we were looking at them. We went down as far as Leeds, and Barnsley were the... Let me change player, thank you. Barnsley were the next side below Leeds. So Wednesday having an average season at best. But that doesn't mean, especially with our indifferent home form, and just indifferent form in every game the past couple of episodes, that doesn't mean that they can't get themselves a victory here. Here's Corrales out wide towards, around the corner nicely, try not to overcommit with Cano. Get a block, please. That hit Collins' arm, but fell back to Corrales, but he's put it over the bar. Zhang, nice tackle by Campos. They have the worst away record in the league, supposedly, Sheffield Wednesday. And seeing that graphic reminded me that I think, actually, they had the worst away record, worst home record in the league, too. But Adebayo gives us a 1-0 lead. I certainly remember seeing the worst something record in the league for Sheffield Wednesday previously. Victor Adebayo, though, continuing to earn that starting spot and is genuinely holding Abadia out of the starting lineup at the minute. Lovely assist from Okereke. And a top finish too. A dream start. Oh, nice interception by Campos. Could send Okereke in behind. It's not the best of passes. Okereke could get himself another assist. And we've a second. Sheffield Wednesday giving the ball away. And that's why they've got the worst away record in the league. They're not playing very well here. And you would imagine if they've only won 2 of the 13 away games they've played so far this season, they're not playing very well on anyone else's patch. 2-0 Cambridge. 2 assists for Okereke. A goal for Campos, which I think actually is his first of the Championship season. We certainly aren't getting as much out of Campos as we might have liked on the right-hand side. There has been some calls to start him centrally ahead of Jack Rolls. And once we reach the Premier League, I think we might do that and move Jack to a secondary role. But for the time being, I'm happy with Campos on the right. He is his first goal. But I'd like Rolls to be involved until at least we reach the Premier League in the starting lineup. But for the time being, we are 2-0 up here against Sheffield Wednesday. We'll think about the Premier League when we get there. First, we have to get there. Cano out to Pereira Rock. Down the line nicely to Campos. Okereke. Go for the 1-2. Can Okereke get himself a goal now? To be fair, he might be on for a hat-trick of assists. Adebayo was onside, I believe, just, and indeed he was. Sheffield Wednesday are not good enough here. Okereke and Adebayo are destroying them. Campos getting involved as well. Could have shot there, but would have been a tough angle. Right thing to do to square it across. 3-0 inside half an hour. This one we won't throw away like we did against Charlton, regardless of how good Sheffield Wednesday might be in the second half. Free kick for Wednesday in a wide area. Corrales will deliver it. It'll go towards the back post. And it's all won well. And Ward with a header. Oh, jeeps, the keeper dived for it. I don't know whether he was confident that that was going wide, or it was just a long way out of his reach and he tried to get anything on it. It was a long way away. I think he might have had it covered. I'm not sure, though. If that was sneaking inside the post, they might have had one back there Wednesday. 10 minutes to go till half-time. Still, 3-0 and Cambridge United dominance in this fixture. Nice ball inside by Campos to Okereke. Skips away for the challenge well. Rolls looking to do the same. People all around me here. Go on, Jack. On your left. Ooh, floating towards goal, but Wildsmith holds on well enough. Nearly 4-0 before half-time. It might yet be if we can create something here. Rolls ends up on the floor there. Adebayo on a hat-trick and has turned the defender. Adebayo has his hat-trick inside the first half. The 47th minute. 45 plus 2. It's 4 for Cambridge. It's 3 for Adebayo. We haven't said it for a while, but he's magic, you know. Rock Campos is down the line. Oh, well cut out by Newell and then played inside in the same motion. That was outrageous. Back inside to Xipeng. Oh, I thought Campos was going to cut that out. We could again have caught them on a counter where Campos had won possession back. Xipeng inside and by. Here's Kirby. He's just onside here, I think, Corrales. Yes, he was. It's going to deflect off Collins. Still, they could have the opportunity to score. Waiting for you to turn. Oh, I thought I'd done enough. I hadn't. Well, we utilise near post OP as much as the AI do. But the keeper should keep that out. Collins does well enough initially. I thought I'd read that turn. It should be saved. I'm sorry. That should be saved. Look at the gap there the keeper leaves. And then he does a little hop before he dives. If he just dived, he'd have saved it. Never mind. It's FIFA 20 and that just happens on this game. We utilised it ourselves for Ep8's first goal, so I can't complain too heavily, can I? 4-1. Newell to deliver. Blocked by Cano. Blocked well by Cano too. Corners come in from Newell. Amissi has come on for Hunt. Decent delivery. Keeper's punch. Now, see, it's decent. Could have volleyed that. I'd have been tempted to actually do so. Here's Newell again. Cross blocked. And rolls away to Campos. I need to just actually keep running there, okay, Reiki, but never mind. We worked it around well. There are still a number of defenders back here, but Ep8 is pushing into that space behind. He's already scored 3. Can we set OK Reiki up for 1? Maybe. Oh, everybody misses it. And Onabajo gets rid. That could quite comfortably and easily been a pretty straightforward 4th. 5th even. Ep8 looking for his 4th, but not able to get it. 15 minutes to go. Unfortunately, no 5th goal for us, but it's not going to stop the result being what it is it? Pereira Rock down the line to Campos. Oh, there's Rolsey arriving. Hit it early. Oh, he delayed to take it on his left. I tried to take it on his right. He's somehow still got possession here. Is that going to be a corner? It is. In stoppage time at the end of the game, they're making a final change. Not that that's going to make any difference. Get to that, please. Oh, he flew towards it there, Wilson, but couldn't quite make it. Still seconds left to try and get that 5th. Been trying to get it, knocking on the door, but it hasn't yet worked for us. Okay, Reiki, a number of assists for him in this game, but not to get 1 more. Solid victory, very pleased with that, and a match ball for Victor Ep8. 4 shots, 3 goals, one of his best performances in a Cambridge United shirt, all save long. Very pleased with that. Middlesbrough draw with Birmingham, which is good news. Leeds won, so they'll keep up with the pace with the teams above them. It was a breathtaking performance from Ep8, although take special mention for OK Reiki as well, with all of the assists that he got in that game. I'll say no challenge. They weren't that difficult to play against there Wednesday, so I'm quite happy with the victory. It keeps us 4th. Fulham have dropped points. They lost. So we've closed the gap to 1 above us. Bristol City and Preston both won as well. But our goal difference has extended further. Preston's up by 1, Bristol City's up by 2, and mine up by 3. So we are as we were. Middlesbrough there with the draw have fallen away slightly. Charlton, QPR and Leeds now all on 40 points. And Stoke on 39 with a bit of a gap now down to Blackburn Rovers. Where were Sheffield Wednesday? Oh, they're 19th now. Wigan still struggling. Millwall 2nd from bottom. So you'd like to think that it will be victory in the next game as well. But we shall wait and see. We shall head there now, unless there's anything transfer-wise to bring you in the meantime. We've had 2 matches rescheduled for this FA Cup tie. The one against Wolves has been moved from the 20th to the 21st. And the one against Swansea has moved from the 20th to the 17th. So one's been pushed back, one's been moved forward. Oh, okay. So the Swansea game has been moved. That's weird. It mentioned the Wolves game being moved from the 20th to the 21st. I guess it was originally scheduled for the 20th, but they've pushed it back to the 21st because they've moved the game against Swansea that was on that 20th to the 17th. Okay, makes sense in my head now. I got a little confused there for a moment. So we've Wolves in the next round of the FA Cup. We'll play Millwall here today and end today's episode because I don't want to advance so far through the window that we miss out on the opportunity of signing someone that you guys suggest. Millwall are poor, so I'm tempted. Oh, interesting to see Husky Chocolate is their sponsor. Flashbacks to the 2019 McLaren livery from Formula 1. But we'll play with this side then and give, considering then, in theory at least, not the best of sides, give these other players the chance to play again. Right then, Millwall away. Another 3 points would be lovely. Right, Millwall, Bialkowski in goal. Tom Bradshaw leading the line. They're number 9. Steven Sessegnon at the back for them at centre-back. I thought Steven Sessegnon was a right-back. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Bodvarsson up top alongside Bradshaw. 4-4-2 meets 4-4-2. Off we go. Nice with the delivery. Bradshaw wins it. Flicks it over his head well. Palomino away. Well dealt with by the central midfielder. Getting some more first team football at your guys' request. There have been some comments saying that I should look for other players' regens, like Rooney, Zlatan, Iniesta, etc. Nearly 1-0 Millwall there. But at this stage, I'm not looking to sign any more like regens that would be low rated to then grow them. It's too late in the save for that now. By the time they're even remotely close to being in my first team picture, then they'd the save will have finished. I've not really got the opportunity to take this save long enough to warrant them being involved in this. Maybe in another save, but not this one, I'm afraid. It's not something I'm interested in doing at this stage. So we're going to concentrate on the youngsters we have. We have a number of them, and there's no reason why we can't sign someone else that is potentially a regen that's already grown. But I'm not going to go and sign any young regens that are like low 60s to then train them up, because we've got players of our own currently that are young, low rated to train up, and we're struggling to get them the game time, let alone if I added to the list as well. So we'll stay as we are for the time being, and if they pop up later in the save when they're higher rated, then I'm certainly open to purchasing them. But for the time being, I'm going to stick with the youngsters that we have, and Evans is one of them. And I probably should have passed that. It wouldn't let me change to Abadia, annoyingly. Stessignon away as far as... Whoa, what the shit? I don't know what happened there. Abadia, Ngoy. Lovely finish. Cambridge 1, Millwall 0. I don't know what happened with Palomino's turn there. We're going to see it in the replay? No, barely. I think he just got caught in his feet and the physics engine just screwed him away from possession. But never mind, we scored anyway, so that's all that matters. Always giving it straight to Ngoy. A Millwall gifting us the same way that Sheffield Wednesday did. Oh no, because Bialkowski's played a great save. Abadia, come on, my man. You've got to finish that on a plate for you. Evans using his pace to get away. Noel back there to Tate. Here's Clark. That 5-star weak foot, not really doing him any favours there. Bodvarsson, Fitzwater steps in nicely. I did actually have a transfer offer, another one for Fitzwater in the run-up to this Millwall game. It's from Bristol Rovers, so I didn't feel the need to accept it or even contemplate accepting it. Bury that. Oh, I tell you what, Bialkowski is keeping Millwall in this. Could be 3-0 up already if we could finish. So Fitzwater will stay. He's continuing to grow, so his lack of a lot of first-team football isn't negatively affecting his overall potential to grow. I'm quite happy with the way that everybody's still growing, despite the fact, obviously, we're not... Oh, so close again, cleared off the line. How is this only 1-0? Oi, oi, oi. I'm quite happy with the way everybody's growing in this save. There's only a couple of players that have not grown so far this season, and they're those that are in their later 20s, or latter 20s. So even though we could have like some growing loads and others not growing at all, I like the fact that everybody is growing a little bit. It means that everybody can be involved at all times and nobody, or not many, are getting left behind. So when we get up to the Premier League, everybody will be that little bit better, rather than having, a first team that's much better and then backup players that just aren't as good. That's my plan, at least. That's my mindset currently. Hopefully it pays off by the time we reach the Premier League, and hopefully we will reach the Premier League next season. Automatic promotion is not going to happen this season, but a playoff win certainly could. We lost in the semis last year. I'd like to at least reach the final this year, but obviously I'd like to go up if we possibly can. Volley that. Oh, and Goy's there with a header and wanted to volley it with Abadia. Julian thought otherwise. That's a nice ball out wide there to Ito. Cross could come in here. Maybe still. Oh, lovely little scoop turn. And then his cross goes off the field. Oh, come on, Millwall. You've got to be better than that. Can't cross the ball and just kick it straight out of play. Whilst somehow it still remains 1-0. They're in with a chance here, Millwall. Shouldn't have committed there with a challenge, but never mind. We do have Swansea next midweek. We'll play all 3 games in tomorrow's episode, as well as get, hopefully, some transfer business done. As I mentioned, that's picked him up beautifully. Their goalkeeper's antics in the first half might prove to be vital for their survival in the division. Beautiful cross. It's a really good goal from Millwall. But they should be gone by now. It should be 4 or 5-1 if Bielkowski hadn't been just on fire in that first 45. My fault, I suppose, for not being clinical enough, but still, it's an outstanding goalkeeping performance that, at the moment, has got Millwall on course for a point and could get them more if they keep attacking the way they have been in this second half. And Goy will get that round there to Clark, and I'll look to just power around the outside of Brown and get away from him, which we've done well. Ethan Clark driving forward. He's held his run nicely there, Julian and Goy. And the keeper still has more to say about things here. They're making a change. We'll leave it as is for now. Keeper's going to come for that and punch it clear. Tate drops for him. Hit well enough. Fitzwater hit well enough. I think Ngoy was offside there. That's where the advantage was, perhaps. I'm not sure. Regardless. Tate's done well to win that back. And then Bradshaw's done it too. Diogo Jota has gone to PSG from Wolves. I haven't actually yet seen or looked to see what transfers have gone through so far in this window, so we can have a look at that after this game. Looking to play Evans through, and surely now we can get a second goal. Thank God. Cambridge 2, Millwall 1. We are going to win this game. Noyle into Evans. With the way that Millwall have been in this second half, and the way that it's been really difficult to get past their goalkeeper throughout the entirety of the game, I don't really see much point throwing the ball forward, trying to score a third when we more than likely won't, and certainly will open ourselves up for a counter-attack. So there we go. That's the game done and dusted. Really pleased with that victory. If their keeper doesn't get man of the match despite the defeat, I'd be surprised. I think he certainly deserves it. Outrageous performance from him in goal. I wonder what his overall rating was in the end. Just a 6.8. 6 saves in total from the 9 shots on target. I think he deserved man of the match. Or at least a higher rating than a 6.8 anyway. Watford win 5-0 against Luton. They're not slowing up at all at the top of the league, even though they've had such an amazing season. They still need to be wary. Still need to be wary of Bournemouth on their heels. We were the better side there, rather obviously. Trusted we give it our all. The win was in doubt though when they equalised, and with Bielkowski being in such good form. But yeah, they still have to be wary of Bournemouth. Only 5 points the gap. We're now above Fulham. We've lost 2 in a row now. Fulham in some really poor form at present, and it's costing them the potential of finishing in the playoffs. They've dropped to, or stayed on 48 points. Although Bristol City and Preston have also lost on match day 29. So all of our playoff rivals slowing down. Those that were in the playoffs, those outside the playoffs are catching up. Middlesbrough now just a point behind Preston and Bristol City and 2 behind Fulham. Leeds on 43, Stoke on 42, Charlton now on 40 with QPR on 40 as well. Leeds jumping up to 8th. Millwall still second bottom as Wigan weren't able to get themselves any more points. We've Swansea tomorrow, who are 13th. Wolves in the Cup. And I can't remember who else it was outside of that. Derby in the league as well. And Derby were having a rather poor season, sat lower down in the table as well. Where were they were in the relegation zone when they are 21st, just outside the relegation zone. So easier games again tomorrow. It's a good run of fixtures to try and get some positive results from. We've done so far. I'm torn here because I want to advance far enough to get the Nibs sale. But at the same time, I don't want anyone that I could potentially go and sign be okay, thankfully he hasn't gone to anyone else yet, Ollie Skip. So let me know, do I sign Ollie Skip on a free, or do we pass that opportunity up? And who do I sign as a left winger to come into the starting lineup as we look to sell Nibs? That may have to wait till next season if we aren't able to sell Nibs now, but hopefully we'll be able to. I could try and use him as part of the deal as well, of course. So we'll wait and see what they say. We'll see what everybody says. You guys in the comment section down below, for sure. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any more content. Of course, I'll be streaming tonight over on Twitch. Link in the description down below. I'll see you there, or I'll see you back here tomorrow.